Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. All right. So, today I want to go over understanding give and take. Because this is kind of important to understand justification for stacking. I can't even believe it. Stacking crit to insane high levels. And being dependent on the critical modifiers. Okay. So, I can't get my metrics to work on PTS. I uploaded it, but I think there just needs an update into the pins or the lib files. But I could just give you a visual overview. We're going to exclude human error and whatever, but you can see it visually what I'm going to show for each attack. I'm not going to complicate it. I'm just going to keep it very simplistic. You guys get a visual representation, understand just the principle of give and take, how the diminishing effects affect to the base, and how it pushes out the critical modifier. Okay. We'll continue. All right. So, for this test, we're going to use the dagger starting out. We're going with precise. We're going to use the Thief Mundus, right? So we got 3 critical modifiers applied on top of 1 destruction staff critical, right? Just very simple. I'll get into even stacking crit further and understand what you're experiencing and the justification why meta players did this and problematic elements associated. Okay. So, overall, currently our crit is only at 55.5. Now, to me, this is what I like to call a sweet spot, because what you end up doing is justifying, the balance. Now, for this test, we're going to keep it even way more associated when we take a look to the bar slot. So we will keep the backstabber on for the critical. We'll also keep the fighting finesse for the critical. That's 2 that they do. Because I'm going to be using jabs, we'll use the thaumaturge. And we'll also be using arcane supremacy for magic scaling due to the inner light. So this isn't going to change at all during this demonstration. Those are the 4. So when people say, oh, what was your CP? There you go. I have the 2 critical modifiers. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So, and yes, I'll get into a full crit and whatever. So I'm going to go ahead, hit my race against time, and start jabbing. You'll see that my average is 1048 on my jabs, right? Now, how much do people want to bet that I can get over 1048? Because they say that daggers are bis. Daggers are bis. They're bis. They're bis. How much do people want to bet that I can exceed the 1048 critical modifier? Can I or can't I? That becomes the question. It becomes the question. Can I exceed it? Yes, I can. Why? Well, let's start off with axes first. Okay? I'm just going to switch to axes instead of daggers initially. Why would you do that? Daggers are bis. They're bis. Well, it's true that I'm going to lose 2% from the axes. That's true. It's absolutely true. There's no lie in that. But why would you take the axes over bis? Mystic, you don't know shit about this game. You're a moron. Am I? You sure? Because each axis increases critical by 4%. That's 8%. So now when I come in, now I'm doing 1149 by dropping 2% off the crit. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's BIS. It's fucking BIS. Can I even get higher than the 1149? Can I even get higher? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Because we're going back to what we're known for, and, well, that's the lightning staff. Now, we'll keep it precise, but why is the lightning staff going to exceed that? Well, that's kind of simplistic, too, because that passive increases AoE by 8%. Actually, it might even come out to be the same, but we'll check it out. Nope, it exceeds it. Oh my god, wait a minute. What happened to BIS? What happened? What happened? What the fuck just happened to the BIS? No. Magic users aren't supposed to use staffs anymore. Oh my god, I swear to god, I swear to god, I swear to god. Can you see it? Can you see it? Am I dealing more damage? Yes, yes. With the lightning staff nonetheless. Because why? Because I'm increasing the base modifier, thus increasing the critical damage, though my critical value or chance to crit declines. But because of that, the base goes up. So it's a give and take. You need to find the balance to associate your specifications into your build. Okay? I mean, did I make it up? Did I change the champion points? Did I change the Mundus? Did I do any of that? No, I just changed weapons. Initially, I just changed the weapons. But can you see it? Yes. But wait a minute, Mystic, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Obviously, I don't. But I still did it. If I didn't know what I was talking about, well, I couldn't have done it. So, let's even go further, shall we? So currently, our crit is dealing 11-2, and our base is 5. Right? Okay, that makes sense. What happens if we stack all the crit? We stack it. We stack it. We stack it. Okay. I mean, that's a fair question. I mean, honestly. So we're going to keep the modifier into the Undaunted. Okay. So it's kind of very important that we understand where we're getting our modifiers, right? So currently in the Undaunted Metal, we're at a 6%. We want to maintain that for the purpose of this because why? It scales the max magicka. Now, we could go with another light piece that increases crit. Currently, I run most 6-1 configs to keep around over the 50% margin. But for this purpose, we'll keep this. But we'll still stack because we will use the new harpoon. Okay? All right. But, excuse me. So, what we want to do now is just replace everything with critical. So, we'll take a Zon helm that gives us a critical value. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to go with the Perfected God. Why? Because these are all criticals. Okay. Very, 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 very simplistic. Right? We have to use a shoulder because we're going to use the harpoon. Okay. I believe. So we'll go over it again. Now we're going to put on that harpoons. This is going to get a best title. I can assure you of that. We'll put this as well. And now, we'll go ahead with the spell damage because with the Mother Sorrow set. So we're going to use a full critical set here. And then most people would be like, we don't use arcane, we use spell damage, blah, 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 blah. Okay, justifiable. Whatever. If that's your whole shtick, whatever. And I have one Bloodthirsty on, so whatever. What they would probably arrange, I guess. We'll go back with the daggers because that's BIS, right? It's BIS. Okay, remember, it's BIS. Now we're at a nice 74. Man, wow. And with the harpoon, we'll get up to 86. So, yeah. Let's do this. But now our crits are dealing less. But we're critting more frequently. Okay. Now, 10-3. And our critical is at 86. Okay. So, what ends up happening, the frequency of crit, right, with the modifiers is the justification. Though, you're not critting for even a higher value than what you typically could. Because why? You're going to decline and be dependent on the critical modifiers, as I've said, into the CP in against the race against time. So the critical modifiers become more detrimental because of the crit frequency. Okay? That's what we're looking at. We're looking at those elements in our race against time, which gives us our minor force. Right? You add that with the Warhorn, and then, of course, your damage goes up significantly. But even with the Warhorn, you know, your damage goes up even from a base level because of the 10% to stats, which an additional 4, on the average, about 4% into your DPS output. So that goes up, but if you have it for Magicka, the Inner Light and Stamina, it's a little bit more because of the weapon damage scaling. The scaling is slightly different due to what? The last slots, how they scale. But finding a happy balance is where it's at, because if we can push, let's say, let's take out the other factor of the critical, drop the critical just a little bit. Would I deal more crit from scale factor? Well, let's go over that again. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're dealing 10, right? Would it go up if I grab the mage? Question. Would it go up? Place your bets. Place your bets. Place them, place them, place them. Place your bets. Place your bets. Place them. Would it go up from scale factor if I take out the thief and put the mage and drop down critical a little bit? Will it increase? Yes or no? Will my critical damage and my base increase? Anybody? Anybody? No, nobody wants to take this. They won't. Because the fact of it is, it will. Now we're at 10-6. See? And how much crit did we lose? 10%. What the fuck, Mystic? What the fuck? How the fuck? Can we get higher? Can we even get higher than this? Oh my god, I mean, can we do it? Can we even get higher on that 10-8? Once again, yes we can. So what are we gonna do? Well, you know, I mean, let's go get these axes, right? Let's get them. Let's get the axes. Shall we? God. So let's grab these axes, precise, right? We'll replace them. Oh, wrong axe. Make sure we have it. Oh my god. What the fuck, yo? How's Mystic doing this? But wait! What's that drop us down to? Well, it takes us down to 70. But wait a minute. Wait. Are we done? Are we done? Are we done? Not a snowball's chance in hell. So let's get that lightning staff. Let's go get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I like doing this on the fly. It's fun. But wait a minute. Mystic doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't know shit about this game. He doesn't know math. He doesn't know numbers. I assure you. Doing diminishing returns for quite some time. Quite some time. Hell, I might have even got paid for it. Once upon a time. Oh my god. A little bit more on the lightning. The biz. You're fucking our biz up. How the fuck? And did we lose anything? We're at 60. How much is our value? 60%. Where's my sweet spot? 60%. It's give and take. It's give and take. It's always been about give and take. The fact, the higher you stack critical, the more your base damage suffers. And thus, your critical, we didn't change any critical modifiers, the more your crit declines. But you justify that for crit frequency. So, more frequent you crit, the higher your damage goes because the critical output exceeds the base at all times. That's the truth. But once you exceed past a certain point, the diminishing return takes hold, and thus your critical damage declines and you justify the frequency. Don't hate math. Once again, I want to thank everybody. And thank you for saying I don't know shit about this game, because I think y'all need to go back to school. I suggest studying economics. It comes in handy in these types of scenarios, especially when you're dealing with percentage-based math. It's a revolution. Peace.